Mystic Temple, Eastern Warrior.
Okay, here we are back at the pond, and as you can see, or maybe you can't see from the reflection, the water is clear all the way to the bottom, and the edging is done for the most part. We may put some flat rocks around it like over there, but you can see into the pond nice and clear. See if I can get a good anti-reflection thing happening. And we've got the filter turned off. We're getting ready to move it from that location over here to the pad, and we're going to plumb it all up. So what we're going to do is show you what's in this thing. And right now, this is after, I think it's been running for 2 weeks now, and that's dirt and stuff that came out of the water when we were putting the edge last weekend around it. So the next step is us taking this thing apart so you can see the components of it. But real quickly, these are the filters we use. They're blue for air conditioners, and you can cut them to size. And over here, these are mesh laundry bags filled with polyfill for stuffed animals and stuff. They go in the bottom. So the next step is tearing this thing apart. Okay, we've got the rocks off. Go ahead, Christine, go ahead and pull the overflow arm off. Just pull it out. Oh, look at it, she's a brute.
I can't get it.
Hold on. Okay, now this is coming out is that's the mattress pad. As you can see, it's grungy. And what my sister will do with it is probably take it over and throw it over the fence, just to kind of let it drip. And as you can see, the pads underneath, they're not bad, because mainly just water goes through it. Now the bottom of this is going to be just filthy. But with these things, what you can do, you can rinse them out and reuse them. So I'll continue this in a minute. Okay, this is the white bags that are in the bottom. As you can see, they're a little grungy, but it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. We'll pull those out, let them drain, and you can actually just rinse them out and reuse them, or take them out, let them dry, drain them, and have some more standby. And you're only going to clean this thing about once a year. So pull out the old stuff, put in the new stuff, turn it back on. All right, here's the pond at my mom's house, and the end looks really good. I mean, the edge, they've got some gravel back. They're going to put some flagstones on top. But for the most part, the pond itself is rehabilitated or rehabilitated, and we've got some more fish in there. Here's the setup. There's our UV light, and there's a check valve going to an on-off, and it goes through the light, of course, and into the tank. This is a 100-gallon stock tank. Now, what we put in the bottom are these bags. They're mesh laundry bags with polyfill, and we put 3 of them in. And the way we do it is we put one on each corner, and then we stuff one in the middle. And what that does, that provides the immediate fine material filtration. So now the next step, what we typically do is we use the blue filter material, and we just kind of like cocoon this. So we'll cocoon this in, and I'll get back with you and I'll see what that looks like. Okay, as you can see, we've got the bags underneath cocooned in this air conditioning filter material. Now, the last thing we put on, just because it's a new filter system, is a mattress pad. It's a foam mattress pad with all those little ridges and stuff in it, and we cocoon this with that, and we'll come back when that's done. Okay, this is the filter with the mattress pad material. You can see how it's kind of cocooning everything else in. So what we do is we have a slip that we stick in, and what that more or less does is help hold it down, and that's helps get the water. Hold on a second. Okay, now we're back to this. Now we've got our overflow being put in. And what that consists of, it's like, we're using an 1.25 inch pipe. We got holes, and we got a little a filter drain on top. Now we put rocks in it, and what that does, it just kind of helps keep everything weighted down, because when we start filling up with water, it'll tend to want to rise up a little bit. And the next step in the whole process is basically turning the pump on, and down at the other end, we've got some, we got a place to put in some like waterfall mounts and all that. And we're going to be working on that later today too, but we're going to fill it up and show you what it does. Okay, we've got the pump turned on, and we got good flow. We've got the light, our UV light turned on, and because it's a 100-gallon tank, it'll pull 100 gallons of water out of the pond. So we tend to fill up the filter with water right out of the well. It's really clean, clear, cold water. So as it's filling up, of course, all the filter material's getting saturated, and you'll start seeing it. Here it comes, up on the edge. And this water should be fairly clear on the top when it gets done. So we'll come back when we get some flow going. Okay, the pond is now, or the filter is now full. As you can see, the water level is, you know, we can control the water level by opening and closing the valve there. But it's flowing through, and it's coming out of the end. And Tony, we're working on the sprayers for it, but we're going to have a bunch for that. You'll see a bunch of them, a bunch of different ones. But for the most part, there's the system. Now, looking at the system, the light, the two red handles, that allows water to flow through the light. And the black handle, that allows the water to flow through the light. As you can see, it's closed. If you want to remove the light, you turn the two red ones closed, you open the black one, and that allows the water to continue to flow through the filter without going through the light. Then you can use the quick disconnects there and there, and just unscrew it, pull the light, and you're done. Then you can clean the light or take it in for the winter, whatever you want to do. You just put it back in, open all the right valves, and off you go again. And that's the system. Now this up pipe is mainly just to keep some of the oxygen out from the air. But as you see, this filter is handling the pump. And the pump is a Beckett 3500. So it's 3,500 gallons per hour. It'll clean all the water in that pond, you know, in an hour. So 24 hours you're cycling all the water. And this filter will not need to be cleaned for probably maybe once every 6 months. And what they're going to do, they're going to build an enclosure around this thing. So you know you don't see it. It'll be a wooden enclosure or a PVC enclosure. It'll look nice. But that water is kind of murky now. That water will be absolutely crystal clear. We've had this thing turned off for 2 days. So it'll be crystal clear, and this filter material will be nasty every 6 months. But that's the filter system. And if you have any questions, suggestions, comments, you know, let us know. And we'll show you what things look like in about 6 months when we go to clean it. Thank you. Okay, what we're working on now is just some spray heads, and we're going to be doing this the rest of the afternoon. But there's the configuration using a water trap and some slices in it. Ignore the pipes extending because we're testing these things. But that's the first test. That looks pretty decent. We'll have more later. Here's another type of sprayer head we're working on. That really oxygenates the water pretty good. We're getting ready to try another one. And here's the sprayer we're going to stick with this week. A lot of variation. Of course, it's probably a little bit too long, but looks great. We're going to let it run. Let the fish get over all the fun we've been having with them. And all the white PVC will be painted black. It'll be all glued up nice and tight. But for the most part, everything's done. This will all be, hidden behind some type of container. And yeah, the water's a little murky, but it's only because we've been messing with it. But there it is. That should be plenty of variation. So if you have any suggestions, comments, whatnot, let us know. Post here on YouTube, and we'll follow this over the next year or so. But there it all is. Thank you, and subscribe.